All right. What's up, Kate? How's it going? I was gonna send you some photos, but I decided this would be good practice because I'm gonna have to make a little video eventually anyway to try to sell this thing. So I hope you don't mind that this video will be very thorough, but you know, if it gets annoying, you can just shut it off. But I'm going to try to go through everything and kind of give you a good idea of what I did here. I have a little background. I teach shop and engineering, and so I built this in the shop in my classroom, and it's put the better part of a year into it. And I think total, the whole build out cost me about $12K, and it probably put about 1,000 hours into it or more, honestly. Still working on it, still doing little things here. I'll show you the stuff I'm still putting in, but I literally have like 2 things left, which is crazy. I've never thought I would finish it. And so I'll give you a little tour, and then you know, just let me know what you think. Honestly, I could use some video feedback. I'm kind of awkward in front of the camera, so here we go. All right, first off, I'm gonna jump out of the camera here now. So in the dash area, this is Despacio. He's kind of like the mascot of the van. Super important to know about him. But there is I did put in a backup camera. It's also like a DVD player, which is pretty neat. I don't know why you'd want to watch DVDs while you're driving. It sounds dangerous, but that's in there because it is a big van and you want to be able to see behind you. The windshield is brand new. They just put this in yesterday because there was a little rock chip in the corner, and it was awesome. So the insurance completely covered that, which was rad. Anyway, the seats are still the stock seats. This one right here does the whole swivel thing, which is kind of neat. So like, you know, you want to face one way or the other, you can. You want to turn around in your chair all dramatic, you can, and it locks facing forward. There's a lot of storage under both seats though, which is kind of nice too. And then I don't know why this car has like 9 cup holders though, you'll find. And oh, that's Edwin, by the way. He's another van character. Let's see here. So here's the van. So camera's kind of like zoomed in, just stuck that way. So I'll try to like give you the full view of it from where I'm sitting, and then kind of show you everything. By the way, this big white panel here, this is where I'm going to be putting the window, and so it'll be kind of cool. You'll be able to like be cooking and turn around and look outside and whatever. Or usually I cook with the door open, but you don't have to because there is a fan in the ceiling. But we'll get to all that. So, the kitchen, first off, this is like a 1950s vintage stove that I got for a killer deal, and it's priceless, so I'm kind of excited that I got it. It has 4 stoves, they all work, and it also has an oven, and we put this little hanging oven thermometer in there, but, you know, it's a little rattly if you keep it there while you're driving. These guys are awesome, but I usually take them and put them away when I'm driving because you don't want them rattling around. There's a big giant drawer right here that's kind of like the cookware drawer, and I can kind of open this here. All the drawers have these sweet little latch lock things so that when you're driving, they don't fuck with you, you know. So there's your mega drawer. I know it's kind of a mess, but it's awesome. I can put all my pots and pans in there. Whatever, all the big dish things for cooking go in there. And all the drawers actually have, you know, they all lock, which is kind of important because when you're driving down the road, you don't want things flying open on you. And so, you know, press this in, push it out, and that'll unlock how it works. I usually keep them all unlocked actually when I'm hanging out, and then I lock them when I drive. Other kitchen stuff. To keep things from making noise, I put this piece of steel in the back here, and you have these awesome little magnets that pop on, pop off. My friend Kieran painted this mural here, and those magnets are also, you know, they're spices. I should have said that, but yeah. And then you got your backsplash, which is kind of key for cooking. The sink is amazing. It's got this awesome water pump that literally it's like no different from your house. You can control the water flow. Like I put it down low like this, and then I can kind of like control, because you don't want to waste all your water when you're out camping, but if you really want to, you can just go nuts. I mean, that's crazy how powerful it is, right? It's nuts. All the components in the van, like all the appliances and stuff, I put a lot of money into because everything needs to be reliable but also efficient, because everything runs off solar panels. There's 320 watts of solar on the ceiling. Other things, I've made this live edge countertop. I don't know, I love it. It's my baby. And yeah, so little things you should know is the electronic system in here is basically all built and designed so that it's easy to work on. I actually designed and laser cut these panels so that they have, each one of them has 4 screws, and you can just pop those off if you need to get it back in there for whatever reason, and you can change things out if for some reason one of them stopped working. Which has never happened, by the way, because again, I put my heart and soul into this thing. I put about 3 months of research into, or more actually, before I even started building this, starting it. This thing actually ratchets, which is cool, so it doesn't come unraveling on you when you're driving down the road. And then I love this part. These things just pop open and they stay open because they have these little shocks or struts or whatever, these little cool guys. But yeah, that's your kind of your cook area, which is really nice. And so I like to kind of have those open when you're cooking, and then you're just like, yeah, let's do this, and you have your whole like space going on. But yeah, those things have been really nice, and honestly, you don't even have to lock those. They won't fly open on you when you're driving. There's 2 more of them back here. I think they're pretty much empty right now. Lots of storage in both of these. You know, that's kind of like the over-the-bed storage. And when it's funny, when I was living in this thing for a little while, I had a lot of empty space because there's so much storage in here. And you'll kind of see what I mean in a minute. Bookshelf is really handy, a little cubby area. You know, you just want to toss whatever up there you can. But the books will stay there. This awesome little bookend is in a kind of engineered a system where they don't fly forward, and it's really easy to work with. So it's kind of nice. There's a carbon monoxide alarm because when you're cooking, you don't want to die, and that's a little intense. You're not going to die, but the main thing is you always have the fan on, right, when you're cooking. So if I turn this guy on, boop, all right, the fan can blow in or out, which is really nice. So you can, you know, suck air out like a vacuum, which is usually how I use it. But you can also flip it around if you wanted to, and it'll blow the other way. And you can hear this thing, it freaking cranks too. So like if I turn it up, it basically creates like a wind tunnel in here if you open a window, which is part of the reason I put it right over the oven kitchen area. So it doesn't matter whatever you're cooking, or if you're running the oven, it'll just suck all of those fumes out, especially since they're lighter fumes. Propane, however, is heavier, and there is a propane tank in the van, so there's a little propane alarm down here, and if any propane starts failing or whatever, starts leaking, that thing will start beeping and buzzing. You don't have to worry about either of these things failing because they have like an alarm that will go off if the battery is low or anything like that. More electronic stuff. So there is a water pump switch because you can run the pump completely dry to the sink, and it's totally fine to do that, but it'll just keep running if it's dry. And so you just want to, if you run out of water, you want to make sure you turn that off. But having it on doesn't actually use any electricity because the sink knows that the pump knows that if you turn off the sink and it feels 55 psi in reverse, like back towards the pump, it automatically shuts it off. So it's like an on-demand pump, which is pretty nice. Thermostat, because there is a furnace in here. You can set your temperature before you go to bed. It's really nice. There's 2 USBs right here. There's another spot with USBs. There's a cigarette lighter one here. If you need to do AC, like a regular plug, which you probably won't ever, because I have only used that maybe like twice. I only use it kind of to charge my dustbuster. But if you need to use AC electricity, I have an inverter here. This little guy, I keep it in this drawer down here. And it's pretty fucking sweet because a lot of people waste a lot of electricity putting these big inverters in their vans, and it just doesn't make sense with solar. And so you can hear it running now, the little guy. But so yeah, now you can like plug in a laptop or whatever it is you need to do. Yeah, it's kind of taken off there. But I'm going to go ahead and turn that guy off. I don't need it right now. But kind of a useful little tool. And I'll show you these drawers where it all goes in a second. Because this place is solar powered, you never have to plug it in to anything. So that's my messy knives and forks drawer. I need to make like a little divider in there like I did for these other ones. Actually 3D printed these dividers that fit in here, and I've got a double set that's going in here pretty soon too. It's actually being printed as we speak. but it'll have a nice little fitting for the AeroPress there. But anyway, yeah, I did actually build every single drawer by hand. Everything in here is built by hand, which is pretty nice. And I'm gonna just pop some of these things open. So that's your toiletries. I find it's kind of convenient to have it there. And again, here's those 3D printed dividers. They all pop right out too if you don't want to mix and match with them. But yeah, they're all custom fit to maximize space in there and organization and fanciness. And I lock it as I go. And then here is the bowls, pots and pans. Or sorry, not pans, pots, or plates and bowls. This thing is really key. If you're living in a van, you want to have one of these. You chop and then you spill it. Never have to worry about spilling veggies in the van, which is kind of nice. Yeah, so that's the bottom drawer. And I like to use my feet to close these sometimes. Boop. I can do it with my toe. Can I do it? Nope. All right, I have to use my finger. Sorry for that awkward moment there. Here's the furnace. So the furnace runs off that same propane tank that the oven runs off of. I'll talk about what this plate thing is in a second. The furnace is amazing. You can actually see it. If I pop this cushion off, I open here, you can see the furnace there. If you ever needed to access it, or maybe like after 100 years it needs to be replaced, there's a furnace. You can flip them out pretty easily, honestly. There's also a shoe box. At least that's what I use. It's just a big empty space for like shoes and things, which is kind of nice, just to maximize storage. Plus, I love little trap doors. They're cool. And these cushions, by the way, they are all hemp and custom made to fit the van. So pretty sweet. The reason they're green, like an olive green, is to match the oven. I figured it'd be kind of cool if they were the same color. Other things. Oh, there's these shades. These go over the front windows. All 3 front windows you can completely cover and black out. I also have shades, custom shades that black out these windows too. So if you want to be a ninja, you can. The whole van actually becomes literally black from the outside if you shade it up. I mean, I've been in here with like music playing, cooking pizzas, and like friends and laughing. There's seating for 4, so you know it's like pretty nice. I guess 5 if you have somebody in the driver's seat, but it's kind of weird. And you know, the van looks abandoned. And you're like, oh, people come up in the door and they're like, what the fuck is going on in here? It's awesome. And and the van is actually really quiet too because the whole thing is insulated. Underneath all the paneling is insulation, really heavy duty insulation, and so it's quiet. You know, we parked it in the middle of Vancouver one night and slept downtown in the city, and you couldn't hear what's going on outside, which was pretty rad. You know, so it'll also keep you really warm and keep you cool in the winter or in the summer when you know it's hot outside. You can come in here and it's actually cool. A fan. These windows are amazing because if you open them, there you go. And you turn on the fan, it actually acts as like a wind tunnel. And it will literally suck air right over your face or over your feet, wherever you want it to be. And it's fucking amazing because it's just, you know, we traveled for 2 months in the summer, and at no point were we hot. It was like the coolest thing ever. And I feel like a lot of people miss that in their van, is putting the windows right here over the bed. Or they put the fan in the wrong place. There's just a lot of like issues that you see in other build outs, but it's so amazing to wake up somewhere really pretty, like in the mountains, and you have like the surround view of wherever you are, which is kind of cool. Okay, let's think what else. So here's your battery monitor, which is pretty nice. It's at 99.9% right now, and as you can see, there are dual dimmers, and so you can actually dim the front and the back lights separately. And there's another USB double guy right there for charging your vibrators and cucumber strap-ons or whatever it is. But this is another panel that I designed. I'm very proud of it. Everything's custom fit and came out looking pretty nice. Cute little logos in there and stuff. Cool thing about this and the charge controller for the whole van is they're actually Bluetooth. And so I'd show you, but since I'm on my phone right now, I can't show you. But that means that like literally you can be driving down the road and you can like pop your phone out and see where your battery levels are at. I've never been below like 88.5% or something like that. And it takes 7 minutes of sunlight for me to get back at 100%. So it's pretty fucking efficient. Like, a lot of people build vans and you have to like plug them into your house and stuff. I've never had to do anything like that. I've never had to knock on anyone's door and be like, oh, can I plug my van in? It's just totally ridiculous. I never wanted to do anything like that. So everything's like super efficient and a little over heavy duty. Like, all the wiring is way thicker than it needs to be, just to prevent any sort of accidents or maintenance that would need to happen. So everything is just like really easy to work on, and also really tough. And so a couple little perks there, I guess. So I should show you the water and the propane system, okay, and the garbage, because tiny houses need tiny garbage and tiny recycling. One of the cool things about when you're traveling in the van is nobody suspects you're throwing out garbage if you keep it in a small bag. Everybody just thinks you're walking around with groceries. So this is my brilliant water system with the propane tank included. This built this whole cabinet designed to fit these 3 exact things, so that that way maximize space and efficiency and all that. But basically, so you have a dirty water tank. That's a 7-gallon tank, and you have your freshwater tank, which is also a 7-gallon tank. So you can never actually overflow. If you think about it, like 7 gallons going to an empty 7-gallon tank, you never have to worry about overflows. Anytime you fill up the freshwater tank, and you can have as many of these as you want. Like, you can fill the whole, underneath the bed, you'll see that you can fit whatever you want back there. But you could fit like 25 of these back there if you wanted to. And as long as you always dump the dirty water anytime you switch a new one in, you're good to go. And dumping, it's really easy. You literally just unscrew these caps, and for both of them, it kind of works the same way. It's like a flush system, and they're built into the pipes. And so you pop this open, this guy pops out, and then you literally just take the tank out, dump it outside. Just make sure you use biodegradable soap, because it's kind of rude otherwise. And but I don't feel bad at all about dumping like food scraps and biodegradable soap outside. I don't see a problem with that. This one does the same thing, except the hose is flexible and it goes all the way to the bottom of the tank, so it sucks up the water. And you can see the water pump back there kicking ass. Little work dude, always working hard. There are 2 safety valves right here, so if you need to cut power or cut propane to the furnace, you can switch this one. If you need to cut power to the oven, you can switch this one. Personally, I've never do that. I did it a lot in the beginning, but it just doesn't. They have their own valves, both of the propane, or the oven and the furnace, so it's not a big deal. And on top of that, you have the propane system, or the propane alarm. And so with that guy, I really don't worry about gas issues in here. It's pretty awesome. The other thing is, vehicles have a lot of tiny little holes in them, so it's pretty easy for gases to escape. It's not like I don't know. It's not like you're in a airtight thing all the time, and so a lot of this gas would just escape no matter what anyway. Everything's strapped down with this strap right here. Just you can take that on and off super easy, but those bolts go into studs that just kind of keep everything down. I don't know. I guess I just did that in case things would like flop around or something, but that hasn't been a problem. I have 2 of these tanks, which is kind of nice, and so if you need another one, yeah, you can have that other one. But honestly, we drove all the way to Alaska and back for 2 months, and we did not need to. Literally did not have to refill this. That's how fucking awesome our system is. Now, if you're running the furnace all the time, which we didn't during the summer, but if you are running all the time, it will go a little bit quicker. And but the furnace is awesome. I mean, it gets so hot in here that it gets so hot in here that, like, I don't know, it'll be like 8 degrees outside, and we're all sitting in here like, gotta take my shirt off, like I'm sweating, and like turn the heat down or open a window, like, it's and you can control that. It doesn't have to be that hot, but it's never been like too cold. It's pretty nice, unless you run out of propane. That's why it's nice to have a backup one. What else? Oh, you haven't even seen the fridge yet. Okay, or these drawers. All right, so the fridge. Let's open it. Pop it open. You'll have to forgive me if it's gross inside. I don't know how it is. Oh, it's not so bad. This is a 63 quart fridge, which is fucking best fridge ever. If you do your research, you know not to buy anything but ARB. Like, these guys know their shit. It's top open because when you open it, you don't have to worry about all the cold air escaping because it just sits in there. It's also bolted into the frame. You can see, kind of see down. Oh, maybe you can't. I don't know. There you go. It's got two 1,200-pound straps on the front and on the back, literally bolting the entire fridge to the frame, and so you don't have to worry about that thing ever flying around, which is pretty cool. And this whole cage actually like picks up, and you could put it somewhere else if you wanted to. One of the things that's cool about being solar powered is I never feel bad about leaving the fridge open. I will cook and leave the fridge open for like an hour just so I can be back and forth. And yeah, like it's my electricity. I fucking harness that shit. So yeah, it's like slurping up a smoothie that's just infinite. It's awesome. Oh, I guess I should show you these drawers. So this drawer is cool. This is like the sock and undies drawer. I'll try not to be too descriptive, but it's been divided. I put this piece in there when I was building it so you can kind of separate things. And I love this drawer. It's just really nice. And over here, pants, whatever drawer. These drawers come out really far, by the way. They come out like way out. Another drawer for shirts. You'll probably notice these latches are a little more serious. And that's because all these drawers face forward. And you don't want them flying open on you. And literally, they've never, ever flown open on me. And I swear to God about that. Because it's just, I wanted it to be that way. So when I'm driving down the road, nothing crazy happens. This is the laundry chute. You can kind of see it. It's like a dark hole right there. You gotta have a laundry chute because you're on the road, and honestly, most people's vans look like shit, and it's because they don't know what to do with their dirty clothes, and they just end up all over the place. Well, I can just like make mine disappear. It's fantastic, and I wouldn't buy a van that didn't have one. This is kind of like the blankets drawer. It's also all the things that I didn't put away properly, and so I hid them for the video. But we like to call that mega drawer. Mega drawer, you can put so much shit in there, it's crazy. Just kind of like this mega cooking drawer. I think that kind of covers the whole inside of the van. So, let's take a look outside. Oh, one thing you should probably see, it's just pretty bad. Let's see if I can make the camera see it. There is a switch down there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just holding the camera without looking at it. But there's a switch underneath the... There is a switch underneath the driver's seat, so I don't know if you wake up with like 2 feet of snow on the roof of your car like I did one time, and you're worried about the solar not collecting enough to recharge the battery, you just flip that switch and drive around for 15 minutes and you'll be at 100%. Actually, you don't even have to drive, you can just turn the car on. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's like, I feel like the most prepared doomsdayer ever. Like if the zombie apocalypse happened, I'd be like good to go, you know. It's like it's just so efficient. I'm gonna put my shoes on and then we'll go outside here. Yeah, so yeah, you can watch me put my shoes on real quick. Oh no, wait, I almost forgot this. Okay, so I'm gonna set this down so you can see, and I might come back for the camera here, but I have a table. It slides behind the seat there, and I built this. I ordered the hardware, but this is a table I designed that I'm pretty excited about. I guess I didn't design the hardware, but it's pretty cool. You just pop this thing off, this little dude, and then, and it's okay if you can't see yet, I'll show you how it works. It slides into that little latch right there. Boom. I usually get it right there. Lock it down. Next part goes on. Yeah, here we go. And boom. So, okay, hopefully that doesn't look terrible. So now I have a cute little table. And obviously, one person sits there, one person sits there. It's super easy to take the table out if that person needs to escape. But yeah, that's kind of like a nice little thing. Another thing that's kind of cool about this table is that you can take it, pops out. It's a super rigid table too. It doesn't feel like floppy at all. It's a great system. This thing can actually fit between these seats pretty easily. It doesn't catch the bed mattress. Pretty easily. Oh, I have it sideways. So this guy's gotta go this way. Like this. Bam. Now, you have a huge, awesome extra kitchen counter space, you know. So you need more space when you're cooking whatever. I kind of like that. It's kind of nice when you're making stuff, especially if you're cooking for like a whole bunch of people. You know, it's nice. I'm really proud of this wood that I found put together. A lot of the wood you're seeing is white oak, which is like what this is. This is elm, more white oak, and then these are walnut slabs with some inset white oak pieces. And yeah, I've just been collecting these pieces forever. The cabinetry is all birch. It's all cedar up here. These faces are cedar, which smells really nice, and so it's always good to have cedar in your house. And then those faces are also cedar. Yeah, and then you got nice hardwood floors, or laminate, I guess, really. But since you get the floor wet sometimes, you kind of want to have laminate. Okay, let's go walk around the van. As you can see, I chose a really sexy place to be for this little tour. But yeah, so the van kind of looks like a Ram ProMaster, because that's what it is. Boom. There will be that big, awesome window and the sliding door here soon. Just actually a few days. The van has 48,000 miles on it right now, which is still super low. And literally had no issues driving it all the way around the country. You can see there's little blemishes and things on the trim here. But I'm going to try to find a way to fix that here before I sell it. I think there's a way. Oh, the trunk. Let's open the trunk. Okay. So this is the garage, some people like to call it, the trunk, and there's an enormous amount of space back here. I could actually fit 6 of these bins right here. You can just slide them this way, boom, and then literally 6, boom, 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 all side by side. It's hard to tell right now, but it's awesome. Here's that laundry hamper, so you need to take the laundry out. It's right there. I know the laundry hamper looks pretty rough. I'm gonna be actually just ordered a new one on Amazon, so it won't look like shit later. This is all Rhino liner, same stuff that's in your the bed of a truck, and so it's like this poly, crazy, gnarly, textured stuff that's kind of just make it rugged back here, so you can just throw shit in here and not have to worry about scratching anything. It's literally all over the ceiling and everything. And there's some bolt hangers here so you can strap stuff down or tie down things like water tanks or whatnot. These guys are cool. These are the window covers. Except I'm probably going to make some new ones here in the next week. And they just pop up with magnets, which is pretty nice. I just want something a little more fresh and with more magnets too. So, but those are those window shades I was talking about. And oh, and I also have a toilet that it's like this compact sealed system and kind of just fits in the corner there, and you can just slide it out. It actually has a flush and everything. It holds like 5 gallons of water. It's awesome. And honestly, we try to poop outside as much as we can because it's way cooler than pooping inside. I was always kind of grossed out by people who poop inside their vans, like in their kitchen area. I just never understood that. Like, I don't know, I guess in an emergency do it, but I always try to poop outside if I can. Anyway, that's the system there. The lights do dim, so you can set the mood. It gets really, really dim. And I think we've kind of covered everything. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed the van tour. I've never done one before, so never video, I guess. But thanks. Have a good one. Bye.